All right, so gonna talk about crafting items. A lot of people have said it's overwhelming and confusing, so I'm just gonna go through and do a little step by step, pretty simple stuff. Once you've already done it. Okay, so we're gonna start with the spark gear. Okay, so what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to go in and search up what item you want. Okay, you can go online, search for this or whatever, or you can go in and look at it yourself, or you can just upgrade a specific slot that you're missing. But since you can recraft them to a higher level later, I would suggest you do some research before you make a decision. You can wait to make that decision, but if you're gonna do it, make sure it's an item you're definitely gonna want. There's a lot of good embellishments and gear with different things. So like me, I like this setup, so I plan on getting my tier bonus plus this bonus. So I'm gonna be was planning on doing the set. So I'll be doing. So I've already made that piece. You'll see that right here. Okay, so this piece can, as you can see, can go pretty far up. It's about who crafts it. So first off, what you're going to want to do is you're obviously going to have your spark, and then you've got to go to the auction house and buy all these ingredients. Okay. Later on, we'll be getting these, which will allow us to upgrade it further. Not accessible right now. They won't be accessible until next week, which is why I said earlier that make sure you want to upgrade it later. So I'll just later on I'll gather some badges and upgrade it when I have time. I'm not really too stressed about it. I'll probably wait until I can upgrade it fully. That's what I usually do. I don't do it step by step. It's a waste of badges. But I usually do some higher end content. Okay, so what you're gonna do, go to the auction house, buy all the stuff, and then you're gonna want to go here. Now, if you don't have trade chat on, you're gonna want to turn trade chat on. Turn trade chat on. You're gonna say, so basically, so you can see the public order. Now, this range on this public order is gonna be 584 to 597, and that's not great, right? So what you're gonna want to do is you can, if you don't care, feel free to put a public order. I will say that some guy asked for a 45k tip because it's a rare pattern, and he had to buy it. I didn't want to pay 45k for a piece I was going to replace next week. So I just did it as a public order, and I got lucky, and some guy had it proc, and with high... The mats affect it, so you want to get the highest grade mat for the highest grade outcome. So just spend the money. Like, it doesn't matter. It's worth it. Once again, unless you don't care. But I do. So I went through, got the best mats, the highest level of hide and everything else, and then I put it in there. That's why I got the proc for the 602. Now, if so, you're gonna want to go through, and a lot of the time is you're gonna want to find somebody who will do it. If you're willing to pay the tip, it depends on the item. Sometimes they don't really require that much of a tip, but it just depends on once again, depends on the rarity of the item. So what I usually do is I go into trade. I say I go like this because so I'll go I want the highest degree, which you'll see is the 606. So then I'll go into trade. I'll do /2 and then LF and then link the item, and then I'll send it out. You'll get replies. People will tell you how much they require for the degree of if you want max level, because it requires concentration, which is a limited resource for crafters. That's why they charge so much to get the max quantity. But since we're going to be replacing right now, I'm going to be replacing some of this stuff very quickly, so it's not worth spending that much money. All right, so you'll get a reply. Once you get a name, you type in the name too. You don't want to put max quality in there because it causes issues. So what you're going to do is do none. You can do a lower level one, and it will still go through, but it can get mad when you do this, because that person has to do other abilities to be able to do it. So, and then basically you're going to want to give them the commission fee that they ask for. If it's something simple, I don't put a lot in there. What I do a lot of times is I'll put an order, and if they max proc it and I don't have to reforge it, I will mail them an additional tip depending on the piece. With where we're at now, Like it just, as I said, depends on what it is. So I think I tipped 2,500, and I had it just a random person make it instead of the 45K because I just wasn't going to spend that much for a max. I mean, I would have done it for less of a max, but the guy was, I just didn't really like the way he was messaging me, so it is what it is. Okay, so you'll see that I put in a bunch of orders. Oh, I did 5K. All right, so the next thing we're going to go over is crafting up to 590, okay? So what we're going to want to do is we need to get, so you'll see that I favorited these. So basically you're going to want to make an enchanted weathered harbinger crest. Well, it can be any of these three, but right now we can only get currently this one right here. So what we need to do is we need to go buy this weathered harbinger crest, okay, from the enchanter trainer. Okay, so then we'll go through and get all these ingredients. I don't do personal order on this. I just do public order because it's a simple thing. Doesn't require concentration. There's no degree of it. And I don't even put in a big tip. 50 is fine. All right, so I'm just going to fly over to that vendor real quick to show you where it is. All right, it's right here. So if you look at the map, you can see them right here. So you just go right here. I'm not sure if I'm going to make a new piece, so I'm not going to buy that right now. But you can see I'm maxed out on these, so I'm not going to do it. But you just buy this, okay, and then you just put in that work order like I mentioned before. From what I've already done with creating items, because I created, where was it? Yeah, I created my gloves. There it is. I created my belt. Okay, so let's see here. You'll see that the belt shows up as 545, so it can be a bit confusing. So let's see here. So we go under here. I'm just going to go under my items, okay? You won't be able to create these ones right here because these require the spark. So you're going to want to do is it'll be one of these other ones that go to 590. These are all PvP, so let's just say we want to create the shoulders, okay? Now, to get the 590, you're going to want max ingredients, okay? You want to get whatever it is of this, okay? Now, if you're going to get, this, and this is where you use your crest, okay? And then you have to choose if you want an embellishment on it. There's a whole bunch on the auction house, or you can have them crafted if you want to have a special embellishment on it. The biggest thing to realize is that you only get 2 embellishments. After that, some of them won't work. So choose one that you're gonna want. But you'll upgrade this soon anyway. And then you can choose your stats. Just go buy a missive off the auction house. And then you don't want to do a public order because you won't get your max item and you'll have to have it redone. So this one you are going to want to go through, do a personal order. Okay, as you'll see, if we go up here, it's probably because I don't have the crest in there. If you have the crest in there in the max, you'll see that it's the 590. Okay, you will then once again go through and go into trade chat, list it up, and somebody will tell you that they can do it. Put their name in, throw a tip in there for them. What did I tip for mine? Yeah, I did like 2,500. Guy was super happy. I just threw my crest in there, my missive. I didn't add an embellishment because I plan on using, I believe this counts as an embellishment with a 2 set, so I'm going to be using that, and I'm going to be doing making the gloves to go with it. So when I do that, I won't be able to use some of these other embellishments, so I just didn't do it. But once again, you can see that it's 577 because of the mats I had, and then basically what ended up happening is when he did it, it procced, so it that was it. So pretty simple. Buy out of the auction house. That's how you make this gear. Another couple items that are super easy to get are the decks. They're super cheap on the auction house. $577. Let's go. Feel free to buy those. Yeah. Cool.